illegal aliens in this country did not pay $95 billion in taxes, not even federal and state combined. So the federal expenditures was $66 billion, and in federal income tax, illegal aliens in this country only paid $16 billion. So they netted $50 billion in federal benefits, okay? And then let's break down state and local. So state and local expenditures, they cost the taxpayers $115 billion. They only paid in $15 billion to state and local tax, okay? So they are costing, the national total expenditure is $182 billion, and they're only paying into the system $31 billion. They cost our country $150.7 billion in 2023 alone.
You want to do this? Watch what I do, and then I'm going to give you some pens, okay? Are you ready? What a nice picture this is, huh, Governor? You ready? We'll do a good job. Wait, let me press that. I want to make this a really good signature, because this is, this is a big one, right? Oh, I think we have a 10. We have a 10.
God bless you, Mr. President.
Pretty good, huh? I see that. Okay? Good. Now you're going to go out and win those events, right? Nice to see you all. Nice to see you. Great going, everybody. Nice to see you. Thank you, kids. Here. Take a pen.
Thank you.
I'll give some of these out, okay? Take a pen. Take a pen.
Thank you so much.
right, let me get to where I need to get to. And all right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially, and this is the midweek report. Hopefully everyone is doing well this evening. This is a tape delay broadcast if you didn't know. So if you're new here, when we are doing the news break editions of the broadcast, that means they are tape delayed. So we might look like we are live, but we are technically not live, but we are still here. And so are you. So thank you for tuning in right now. And if you could, as you're coming into this broadcast, please hit that like button, share this out on your social media if you would. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do so at this time. If you are watching on X, come on over to the Beatzilla PDX official YouTube channel and subscribe as well. And then if you would like to support this channel, you can do so by way of joining and becoming a member. So hit that join button, and you can go ahead and become a member of this channel that way and support. So appreciate everybody tuning in, and super salute to my members of this channel. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. So getting into the conversation tonight, is this a Democrat insurrection? And it makes you wonder. Of course, what I'm talking about is how the Democrats, especially led by the voices of the Congressional Black Caucus, are coming out talking about fighting against Donald Trump's policies. They're trying to throw Black issues in the forefront when it's really not. So they have to keep mentioning the groups that they are really fighting for. And then there's also a rift, if you would, in certain communities that might not feel the same level of participation in advocacy. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that this evening. But first and foremost, let's talk about what I've been talking about on my brand new channel, which is called Zilla Perspectives. And we are talking about, if you haven't subscribed to Zilla Perspectives, you need to go do so right now. And so you guys get familiar with the Zilla Perspective brand. This is going to be way more shorter videos. This will be more of a podcast type of blog type of format. So the videos are going to be short. I do have a video that is scheduled. I'm scheduling for tomorrow morning at AM rather. So pay it, get over there, subscribe to Zilla Perspectives. Of course, that is now in the description of this video as well. So go make sure you subscribe, like, and subscribe to the videos. There are some videos already over there. Matter of fact, I initially did this video built this second channel to put all my kind of miscellaneous content in the first place. But I now have kind of more tailored it to be a Zilla Perspective type of analyst format. So you will see also, though, this will be where my travel vlogs will be as well. So along with my perspectives being given on these different various broadcasts, I will also be transforming. So this is where you'll see my vacation or travel vlogs or event vlogs. So that will be on this particular channel, Zilla Perspectives. So make sure you go and subscribe. Zilla Perspectives on YouTube. Now, with that being said, something that I've been talking about is this Target boycott situation. When they're focusing in on Target, they're hyper focused on Target. And the more that they hyper focus on Target and with their antics, it's starting to look like what I've been calling. And I believe that this is a call from the powers that be that want to gain control of an industry that is booming and building, which is the Black entrepreneurship side of it, which in this regard is mainly saturated with Black women businesses. This Target boycott is like literally taking aim, and because I believe that at least over 50% of Target's Black contracts are Black women-owned businesses or Black family-owned businesses. So this would be a very big hit to them. And looking at the stunts that I'm seeing, I just can't help but notice all of these particular people who focus in on Black health care and Black hair care and beauty and skin and all the things that would affect you health-wise are being ignored. And so instead of them focusing in on the Black businesses at Target, they're focusing on boycotting Target altogether, which includes those Black businesses. All those other businesses with other bankings and insurance policies here and insurance policies there and assurances here and assurances there, they don't suffer the same fate as those Black businesses. I can't think for the life of me, how do we go from having, and we're promoting the fund, and they're going to be doing something for Black business, and now all of a sudden we have the same Democrats using Target as the proxy to destroying a Black industry. Because Target is basically the hub of Black beauty and healthcare products. Those contracts aren't suffering from the DEI change. So why would you put these businesses in such a peculiar position? It just seems to me that you're trying to snuff out the industry, and we already know who has enough money to sustain it after it's gone. Okay. Let me first play, and here's some preachers, and this is how you know that it's kind of funny stuff. We already know a lot of these preachers are tied to the fraternities and the Greek organizations, and we know that they only do the bidding of the powers that be. I want y'all to understand it's deeper than them just being Democrat. Some of these people are aware of what they're part of. So it's not just about being Democrat, it's about being part of what they are part of. People look at artists and say, "Oh, look at Illuminati." You need to be looking on Capitol Hill and those associations. And then look at your pastor and wonder if they have an association close to that. I don't know. Take a listen for yourself.
For a 40-day fast from Target. Beginning on March the 5th, 100,000 conscientious Christians. You don't have to be Black, Latino, Asian, white, 100,000. You're going to sign.
Very interesting, he picked March the 5th. Starting March the 5th, which is literally the beginning of daylight savings time, I believe, somewhere around that week, a week thereafter. So you're going to be having a lot more sun earlier this year. Another thing is happening on the 5th of March. This is a statement from the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson. Chicago mayor will travel to Washington, D.C. to participate in the House Oversight Committee's hearing on March 25th, 2025. Funny how those dates coincide, isn't it? We thank committee members for the upcoming conversation on this important issue and for the opportunity for Mayor Johnson to represent Chicago alongside mayors from Boston, Denver, and New York. They don't say New York City, they just say New York. But just for sake of reference, if you guys need to know the numbers that you need to look up, and you see something, say something as they told you, do your part. You just might have to make a phone call. I don't know. These people, though, now are starting to tell you, go against the law. Because, you got to obey the law of the land. And, it's just what we need to do is vote. You need to be taught. I'm not hearing no talk about voting right now. I'm hearing fight. Well, what are you trying to fight? I'm not hearing fight with your vote. I'm hearing fight. And that's the end of the conversation. They're not saying much more. They just want you to fight. But we'll get there. Let's hear more of Pastor or Bishop or whatever the hell he calls himself, Brian.
This commitment to be a part of this 40-day fast, 100,000 of you bare minimal. I'm asking you that after service, you'll go to targetfast.org. Come on, and if they start losing $29 million a day for 40 days, we will break the back of the system. I want to.
Has that broken the back of any system while being while boycott? I would have to say no. Right now, I'm looking in my city at the store called New Season. Their employees are in the midst of a strike, and I passed by one of their locations. It's a organic local grocer. So you guys wouldn't have one of these unless you guys have something like that. But this is a different kind of agricultural area. So we have a lot of self-contained grown produce. So New Seasons being one of these main staples in the city for, I guess you would say, your healthy produce, all of your pesticide-free, free range, hormone-free, and all of that type of stuff. That's what you're going to find at New Seasons. And right now, they are on a strike. And I looked at that parking lot today, and it was a ghost town. Just the workers out there with their picket signs, shutting it down. I said that, though, to say that's a store in a city that's a small chain. You're talking about Target. You want one section of people to stop shopping at Target. I can guarantee you the Targets in Oregon will be filled this weekend, just as they were last weekend. And not only that, you are in the very first week of food stamps. And you really perceive that all of these other, see, California, there's not going to be no real big boycott in California, Oregon, or Washington. Nevada. All of this is going to be mainly on the East Coast. So I guess they'll be able to show you something. Man, those Atlanta Targets took a hit. The old church Negroes are the only ones participating in this foolishness. And what they're trying to do is make this a black issue, and it just simply is not. But let's hear more.
Go on record that not only am I asking you to fast for 40 days from Target, I am telling you to sell all of your Target stock. I want the stock to go down because we are standing in.
Are you kidding me? Now he's going to tell you to sell your own stock. Is this financial advice? What is he doing? What is he doing? You need to sell. What I want y'all to do is sell all of your Target stock right now. Somebody might be losing. And he's talking about sell it for a boycott, about DEI, and that ain't got nothing to do with the people in front of him. That's insane. DEI is all about having all of the pink-haired boys in dresses in the bathrooms with little girls. That's really what it is. It's all about that. And then he's trying to make it seem like a black issue. It's not. Because civil rights is still a law. Affirmative action, still a law. None of that's done away with. It was done away with in college admissions, and it hurt the people who thought it benefited us the most. And now they lose double time because they have to realize the hard way, they're not white.
Righteous indignation against racism and sexism in this nation. I'm believing, watch this, 100,000 people are going to be a part of this fast, minimal, before Resurrection Sunday gets here. How many of you all know we're going to get it done? How many of you know you're going to get it done? I want you to please send it out to absolutely everybody. Within 48 hours, you'll receive the digital directory of all of our businesses across the United States, as well as will receive a daily devotional, receive a daily devotional, prayer devotional to walk you through those 40 days. I want you to make sure that you are locked in and a part of it.
Wow, look at how the Lord just went ahead and just disrupted everything he was saying. I mean, because it should have just played just fine. I don't know what the problem was with that, but look at the Lord. Yeah, Jamal Bryant. I don't know how much. I know people go, don't you dare talk about my pastor. That's my pastor. He's such a good pastor. I loves my pastor. He just gives such a good word. No, he don't. He done told y'all a bunch of everything. Matter of fact, I just saw him the other day in the interview, and this is Pastor Bishop Jamal Bryant, whatever the hell you want to call him. He was up here with this guy, and they over here talking about, oh, yeah, see, you can't be out there with the world Ouija board. You need to get you a Christian Ouija board. I don't understand what type of doctrine they are teaching out there at church. But let me tell you something. Ain't no such thing, number one, as a Christian Ouija board. And if you're playing with a Ouija board, then you ain't. You're looking for something a little closer. And I don't mean closer to your spirit. That base individual. It's the spirit of the base one. But anyway, conversation for another day. But since we're talking about preachers, it wasn't just Jamal Bryant. It's this other guy. And again, like I said, I have to keep reminding y'all. I believe this is bigger than what you see on the surface. DEI doesn't affect Black America. So there's no reason for Black folks to be rushing out here and be in the face of it. But let me also be this much more clear. When the conflict in Ukraine began, I had people over here seeing them Nazis on TV denying all of these Black folks or these Nigerians access to them trains. They were less than pets. But nonetheless, these Black church folks over here still had stickers, bumper stickers, and yard signs talking about pray for Ukraine. So there's just some folks you can't help. And these church folks are the largest group that you probably are wasting your breath trying to convince anything other than somebody that the Democrats would deem God will be God. Regardless, because see, they think they'll sit up there and say, I'm blessed and highly favored, but I'm a Christian, but then they'll turn around and say us and we when you're talking about a Democratic candidate who has absolutely revealed itself to be a demon to you and your people. But Nonetheless, these church folks, oh, well, that's what it is. My mama did it, my grandmama did it, my great-grandmama did it, and everybody before that. Our ancestors died for the right to vote for the Democrats. Well, let's see how much these people are fighting for you now. But before we get there, let's hear and see another stunt, which again at Target, which this person could have been buying black-owned products and highlighting the black products at Target. And if you were going to send Target's profit margin up, don't you think it should have been going to buying these items and boycotting every other thing in the store? I guess that's too simple. But let's watch this guy's antics, because I'm sure him and whoever his pastoral staff is, they thought this was a great idea.
Okay, cool. Dollars right there. I'm gonna get this though. Ooh.
Okay, I'll check it. Are we good?
What? I just did not now. Right now, have you heard of how much is it again?
2632.
2632. Have you heard of DEI?
Not that I know of.
You haven't? Okay. Part of the reason why I'm not going to purchase this because of how she treated me and your staff since I've been here. And so I'm just going to leave. Let her help you take it all back. I'm done. So yeah, I didn't buy anything here at Target. And see, that's what we got to get our activists to know, that we can do boycott, but you got to add inconvenience to it. Everybody in the country need to go to a local Target, shop, get all the things that you think that you would like, put it in the cart, go to the cash register and say, you know what? You all don't support DEI. This is my last, and they can call the police. I thought they'd been out here waiting on me, but I ain't coming back no way. Peace.
What in the foolish stunt? Why did this? Why? Why did this make sense? Why did this make sense to do? All because they don't support DEI. And the way they treated me, she didn't treat him no kind of way. He went in there like a Karen. That's busybody business. And we need to add inconvenience. So all of you activists, we need to add inconvenience. Don't nobody give a damn about Target other than supporting black business at Target. And you could have, all of that money, you want to boycott. You went in there and didn't pick up any of the black products. You didn't advertise any of the black products. Notice how that keeps happening. With all this so-called boycotting Target, and I'm fronting on Target, and I'm not fooling with Target. In all of that, it's always the black businesses that get ignored. But then you have the nerve to ask these black businesses to either say something to Target, and like Target's all of a sudden, ooh, they said something to Target. They under contract. That's not how business works. And like Target says, oh, we're sorry. Oh, we going to put DEI back in place. All of our black businesses was ready to breach their contract, and we could have sued them all to Kingdom Come, and they would never have any businesses again. But, you know, yeah, we really just touched our heart, and it warmed our heart like the Grinch that stole Christmas. I mean, what's wrong with y'all? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Y'all are trying to sink black businesses. And you keep going around Target, and you're not highlighting any of the black businesses that are there that have created an industry. black health and beauty is an industry. And all that other crap that them folks been putting on black folks been poisoning black folks. Y'all have now been into a decade of a lot of, well, I guess a decade and a half now, really, of a lot of the natural element being pushed back into culture. And so even with the natural coming back in, notice how little there's the wig wearers are still in the same mindset. But everybody who has went natural, you have watched their mind elevate, because there is just simply, ladies, and I don't know how much understanding that you're going to do, you don't know, okay? But hear me or don't. In a lot of them hair care products that you call them beauty is literally poison. And it's made not just to poison you, but to poison those around you as well. Because that's how they design these products. That's why they would want a Tabitha Brown out of the mix. They would want a lip bar out of the mix. They don't want you getting your lipstick from a black-owned business. Now with the Fenty thing, and I don't know at all Rihanna's control or partnership with Fenty. And as much money as that made, it has a humongous output. But that's not necessarily marketed specifically to black women. That's marketed on a mass level. And so when it comes down to it, look at the price point of it. Is the average black woman priced out of Fenty? So it makes it easy. You say, okay, well, then I'm going to just fool with lip balm. Because now you got a quality product that you can still go support a black-owned business right there at Target. But for some reason, all of these people keep getting out here. No, lo and behold, they're tied to the black church, which means they're Democrats. And all they want to do is keep attacking the one place that has been the biggest place known for these contracts with these black health and beauty care companies. While black women have been shut out of these industries for decades, they get a little bit of shine and run, and all of a sudden here goes, oh, well, it's our champion. It must be legit. No, it is not. Because, again, when I first mentioned this in a video, I'm telling you, let's see if anyone goes out of their way to highlight the black businesses while they go into Target and do all of their little shenanigans. And just like this moist pastor queen, he didn't do any of it. He just went in there and made a spectacle of himself. Hey, look at me. I'm sassy and I'm going to come in there. Oh, I don't want this. Oh, the way she treated me because you're not supporting DEI. Okay. I could just imagine what goes on in his church, but whatever. The fact of the matter is, DEI ain't got nothing to do with us. They want to make it so, but it just simply is not, won't be, will not. But who knows who can hear us. So at the end of the day, for my take on this stupid, idiotic boycott or attempted boycott of Target, I look at it as an attack on the black entrepreneurial businesses that are sitting up there that have these contracts with Target. I look at it as a move to take them out. And whoever is participating in that, you hate black women. You realize that? If you are really participating in like, you're going to go out of your way not to highlight the black businesses in there to make a big showing of your little moist self, but no love to these sisters. Yeah, you hate black women. I just listen to this, sisters. It's not the heterosexual black man that hates you. It's that big voice queen that was sitting over there right there that's mad he ain't you. So let's just keep it a buck. Because Sassy Pastor, he over there, oh, I'm going to make a big showing of this. And y'all have all the activists out there. Listen. No. No. And no. So moving on to the topic of the evening. These Democrats are fighting for everything. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And they're always trying to shoehorn us in there. So I guess we're going to run the gambit real quick because I just want to show you when we say we only focusing on us, oh my goodness, you got to start bringing up our plight. Then they start working our ancestors. And the next thing you know, these folks we are one. Why aren't you fighting with us? Like they're moving like this. But there was something that happened earlier this week. I was unaware of it. I'm assuming a lot of you were too. Did you guys know there was something called Day Without Latinos or Day Without Immigrants or something like that? And by the way, like all illegal aliens are not Hispanic, let alone not Mexican. But that's a conversation for another day. But check this out. This is, I guess, their PSA, that we had on Monday, Day Without Immigrants.
Estamos todos reunidos, todos mis trabajadores, porque queremos apoyar todo lo que está pasando el día de hoy aquí en Estados Unidos. El lunes dicen que todo el mundo vamos a cerrar para apoyar, para que vean que si nosotros, los hispanos, no son nada ni nadie y todos los negocios van a caer si no nos están apoyando a todas las personas que realmente desean quedarse en ese país, porque lo que estamos pidiendo es que les den un permiso de trabajo, que paren las deportaciones, porque nos está afectando a todos, a los negocios, a toda la gente. Así que nosotros vamos a apoyar y vamos a estar cerrando el lunes para que vean que si nosotros los hispanos, ese país no es nada ni nadie. ¿Cierto o no? ¡Sí! Que si nosotros los hispanos, realmente ese país no es nada ni nada. ¿Cierto o no, muchachas? ¡Cierto! Y nos vamos a la marcha. ¡Vamos a la
marcha! Well, they try to show a little bit of defiance out there in California. It's very interesting how these movements aren't gaining steam without black folk. See, this is something that at this point I think everybody is keen on. They are fighting against the clock. You got a whole new regime in, and the Democrats are trying to, I guess they figure, let's ignore the black agenda by making everything the black agenda. But thankful for the grassroots, these voices, y'all voices, they are learning a good lesson that probably ain't gonna cut it or gonna work. But that won't stop these folks from trying. Now, the DNC has a new chair, but in the running for that, it's this cat Jamie Raskin, or whatever the hell his name is. I can't remember this guy's name, because he was a guy that Jim Clyburn was upset for getting lambasted in his campaign. And then they made him the head of the DNC, which, obviously just failed miserably. So now they did it again. But, one thing about this last election it says that a lot of the things the Democrats were thinking was rejected. But guess what? While what they were thinking got rejected, it didn't stop them from going gung-ho and steady ahead with the agenda that they wanted to, as in picking a leader. I think they still ended up doing something different from what I've seen, but this was kind of, people call it a circus. Unfortunately, it did kind of look like that. This was really all over the place. But let's hear from the lead guy.
Specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced. With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice chair race. We have to elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. To ensure our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair, and others to ensure that the process is inclusive and meets the gender balance requirements in our rules. To do this, our process will be slightly different than the one outlined to you earlier this week, but I hope you will see that in practice it is simple and transparent. The order of balloting is designed to ensure equal access to the ballot, regardless of gender identity. As we must elect a candidate of any gender as well as 1 male and 1 female vice chair, we will first ask members to elect a candidate of any gender on the first ballot. Any candidate, male, female, and non-binary, can be elected on that ballot. After a candidate is elected on the first ballot, we'll have 1 officer of the 3, so then we will know which position is filled of the 1 male, 1 female, and 1 vice chair of any gender. Our second ballot would also be for a candidate of any gender. Then our third ballot will be the 3rd position that is remaining based on the 2 results. Either a male candidate, if a candidate...
Okay. Okay. All of that of what he's reading, that is DEI. That is what DEI is. All of that stuff he just read off, that is DEI. That is not exclusionary to Black Americans at all. Matter of fact, it doesn't even mention us at all. So even in, man, yo, this is a textbook clinic on what DEI programs are. And he's giving it from the top. So this is about how they are even voting in the leadership of the Democratic Party. These are rules they instilled in the DNC. Talk about tone deaf to America. And that's what people are talking about. Rightfully so. None of that had anything to do with the merit of the position. Matter of fact, there's very little, though actually no credentials even required for what was mentioned, because all the focus is on gender and making sure a non-binary person is here. That right there in itself is crazy. Like, you have that in your corporation, because the DNC is a corporation. You have this in your bylaws. These are requirements. So for a vice president position in the DNC, you have to have nominated a non-binary, a woman and a man. When they started changing the Constitution, now I think maybe that's some of the problem that people are having with Trump's moves, is re-looking, taking another look, a refreshed look at the Constitution and see, who ain't there? And now all of a sudden people are upset. They're upset that the 14th Amendment does not apply to anybody outside of the descendants are here right now, which is us, Foundation of Black Americans, and that we have strongly delineated from all of these other immigrant groups. And so you can't call us to be at the forefront of your illegals marches. That's not going to cut it. And so now you got people over here trying to just say, well, let's fight for the groups we want to fight for. And so while I just showed you what the DNC's understanding is, let's just go into to watch them go on full display. You know what? I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to just let them roll. Ooh, who shall we do first? Who shall we do first? You know, let me give you Hakeem. Let me get this. Let's get Frankenstein out the way first, shall we? Yeah, we'll get Frankenstein out the way first. I am not a pieced up bucket of parts of an Obama replica, but those extreme MAGA Republicans.
Democrats are committed to driving down the high cost of living for working class Americans, middle class Americans, and everyday Americans all across the land. Our Republican colleagues are not serious about lowering the high cost of living. They've done nothing, introduced not a single bill, not put forth a single policy proposal. They've done nothing as it relates to lowering the high cost of living.
And yes, that also may be true. But it's only been a few weeks. Not even that. And they're all, well, what are they doing? They haven't done nothing in 8 days. Man, Kamala Harris's campaign from start to when she actually talked to the press was longer than this. And that was an administration that you wanted everybody to vote for that has been here for the last 4 years. But you want this administration to have changed the price of eggs in a week. You guys were hilarious. Anyway, let's see what the Democrats are actually focused on, because, you know, they haven't figured out what they could fight for. But let's see. And again, like, remember what I said earlier, there's a little rift going on. So there's a few Democrat groups that are feeling that they are being left out of the discussion, which, truth be told, I don't know if there's much of a discussion at the Democratic headquarters. At the end of the day, they went right back to a white man. I guess he's going to be progressive. I guess he probably has progressive ideas, but we'll see. Anyway, going back to what they are figuring out they want to fight for in their individual groups, and some of the transgender groups are feeling that the rest of the community is not quite on board with their plight.
Shut this entire city down! Not on our watch. Because what they will try to do, they will try to separate us. They will kick the trans people off the bus. They're kicking the indigenous people off the bus. They're kicking our intersex community off the bus. Our two-sphere plus family, they're kicking them off the bus. They just want a membership LGBT bus. Well, guess what, babe? That LGBT bus is not going to have any gas. It won't have any tires. Y'all not going any far. Because we are a community that is made and has been woven with the fire and the spirit of revolution. Revolution! Revolution! So the people that are not here with us, we will take note. It's not that cold.
The first rule against tyranny is you do not obey in advance. And the fact of the matter is that an executive administrative action is not the law of the land. And it sure as hell isn't the law in New York City or New York State. So we are clear in our demands. NYU, and we're not leaving anybody out, Mount Sinai, New York Presbyterian, and any other hospital that is thinking about denying and abandoning their oath to do no harm. Understand that by leaving your trans patients without care, that is the definition of harm. Yes.
And I want to say to our Republican colleagues, pay attention. We're here today in the hopes that you will see the light. But if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist!
Right here. Got you. Thank you.
In the building behind me, Elon Musk is seizing power from the American people. Elon Musk spent $280 million to buy an election for Donald Trump. Now, Elon Musk is here to collect on his investment. He is here to seize power for himself. We are here to fight back. Musk has grabbed control of America's payment system. This is the system that makes sure that your grandpa gets his Social Security check on time. This is the system that makes sure that your mom's doctor gets paid for her Medicare exam. Elon Musk wants the power to turn that on, to turn that off. No one elected Elon Musk to nothing. Not one Democrat in America voted for Elon Musk. Not one Republican in America voted for Elon Musk. Not one independent in America voted for Elon Musk. Not one libertarian in America voted for Elon Musk. And yet, Elon Musk is seizing the power that belongs to the American people. We are here to fight back.
Republicans, that we will not take this. We will fight back.
Fight back. Fight back.
And as I close out, because I know we've been out here for a long time, and goddamn it, shut down the Senate. We are at war. Anytime a person can pay $250 million into a campaign and they be given full access to the Department of Treasury of the United States of America, we are at war.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We know that we work for the American people. And what we're not going to do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they trying to pull right now.
Go ahead.
This is why I'm not going to be able to preach, because I probably won't be able to stop cussing.
Take your time.
But let me tell y'all something. I know some of y'all have been frustrated, and you've been saying, where are Democrats? Where are our leaders? Well, I'm here to tell you that we ain't never left y'all. All right? We are here. We are also going to make sure that they uphold the law. We are not going to sit around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution, or you look at the laws that have been passed into law and say, never mind, we'll just ignore that. Instead, we are going to be in your face, we are going to be on your asses, and we are going to make sure, so let me tell you something, Mr. Trump. from us. And I'm gonna be the first one. You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right? Now let me be clear. What Maxwell said is true. Our job is to conduct oversight. We both serve on the oversight committee. And right now, as elected leaders who tried to go in, we were told, well, hold on a second. We got to check to see if you can come in. Now, y'all know he likes to pal around with Putin, right? He's trying to turn us into Russia. But I got news for him. We, the people, will not go.
That's right.
It's cold out here. And y'all, yeah, we won't go. We won't go. We won't go. We won't go. Listen, the final thing I'm going to say is there are those that have said that we may face a constitutional crisis. I want you to know that the crisis is here. I want you to know that the power belongs to the people, though, y'all. Do not feel powerless. In this moment, as the vice president said as she conceded the election, she said, dark times may be ahead of us. But she said, it's only in the darkness that we can see the stars. I am telling you right now that the stars are right here. It is time for us to shine. It is time for us to be heard. It is time for us to make sure that they know we will not go.
Thank you. California!
way. We have convened here in the right place, the Treasury Department. We have got to tell Elon Musk, nobody elected your ass. Nobody told you you could get all of our private information. Nobody told you you could be in charge of the payments of this country. We have told you you've made enough money off our government yourself. And now you want to take everybody else's payroll and make sure that they don't make the kind of money that you've made. Oh, you want to use our money to go to Mars. No, we want to use our money right here in Washington, D.C., in this country. We want to make sure that all of our federal employees are protected. We've got to make sure that you know and understand nobody elected you. You think you're the president of the United States of America, the co-president that can take over, go into our private payment system and do whatever you want to do. You got another thought coming. We're going to stop you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at a crisis in this country. We're in a crisis in this country because Trump and Elon Musk and the billionaires have decided they're going to put us all in our place. They're going to run this country. They're going to make sure that they take over everything. Are we going to let them do that? No. Are we going to let them run this government in the way that they can make even more money? No. And so they won't stop. It is so brazen. Every day they're taking new actions. They're taking executive actions. Every day they're doing something. Do you know that Trump and the billionaire class have created more cryptocurrency? Do you know that that cryptocurrency is not a donation, it's not an investment, it's going into their pockets? Do you understand that the money makers are in charge, they think? But when the people decide that we're not going to be trumped on, that we're not going to be walked on, that we're not going to be stumped on, that we're not going to allow them to control our lives and push us out, that when they understand that, we will win.
That's it.
We've got to be prepared to be out here no matter how cold it is, no matter if it's the rain, no matter if it's snowing. We've got to be here. This is our country. This is not Elon Musk's country. This is not Trump's country. This is our country. We deserve to have decent jobs. We deserve to have the respect. We deserve to be treated in a way that all Americans should be treated. And so let me just tell you now, I have Elon Musk's major office in my district. He won't even meet with the local elected officials. He said he was going to tunnel under from his office all the way to the airport so he didn't have to be among the measly people on the ground to get to the airport. He is a low-down, dirty, no good person along with Trump that cannot be trusted, and we must not be afraid of them. Again, when the people fight, we win. When the people fight, we win. When the people say that you'd better see us because we damn sure see you. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Wow. 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 Okay. 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 Okay, a few things in what she said. She's talking about like You know, all of these people, you're fighting against Trump. I'm always trying to figure out, what are we fighting? You're fighting against Trump. What is it about Trump that you are fighting exactly? His policy? His policies don't harm Black America. But if y'all have noticed that they have all of these Black politicians coming out here screaming at the top of their lungs about how we're going to fight and we're not going to lay down for this. And now the funny thing about, they keep trying to talk about billionaires and oligarchs and whatnot. I'm sorry. This is that part right there for me is a bit rich, because don't tell me, what's the difference between Elon Musk and a Bill Gates? Bill Gates allegedly stole computer ideas, never built a supercomputer after him splitting with Steve Jobs. And then also, you know, I guess the Xbox that came along later, that was able to come available. So he's responsible for Windows and Xbox. And the United States government entrusted everybody's safety and health to his inventions, which normally would require a doctor. You input Anthony Fauci, and I guess, all's well. But now a person that is sending rockets to space and landing them with precision from their launching points, you're worried about him. Or George Soros, that was sitting up in presidential addresses when he largely helped fund and source people's money to campaigns. He has Act Blue. Took all that money from the uprisings in 2020 just to get Joe Biden elected. So what are we talking about? These billionaires for other billionaires? What difference does that make to the American public? And so when you're talking about, all of a sudden you're concerned about what the IRS is doing, don't expect Joe Blow to even give a crap. Why would he? Because hell, the little man, I don't make billions. And I've been audited multiple times in my life, especially when I was younger. I got audited quite a few times as a youngster. Yeah, they'll go check you out, and the next thing you know, you're getting garnished. Yeah, you didn't pay this and that. I mean, yeah, they don't let you get away with nothing. Not me anyway. So, yeah, you know, and then the other thing that she's doing also is she's furthering this aggressive fighting notion. We're gonna fight Trump. You gonna see us? What are we doing? Why? It's about putting all of this Black energy out here on the aggressive thing. And it's all these women out here talking like this, by the way, which is it. Well, yeah. All these women out here talking this way. And for me, like Ayanna Presley, anytime you see, and I've told y'all this, anytime you see Ayanna Presley tied to something and she's acting passionate about it, just know that does not benefit Black America. And that's all you need to know about when you see these people. But my question legitimately is this. a Democrat insurrection. We heard them talk nonstop, end on end about, January 6th and January 6th and the Sixers and the 6th, the worst time in American history, and it's all bad. Okay. But now, these people over here talking about fighting. What are you talking about fighting? Huh? This, you mean vote? So we're going to get ready. We rallying up for the next election, right? No, they talking about, no, we're going to fight right now. What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these folks? So anyway, at the end of the day, I think I think when it's all said and done, people can see this is just a farce, especially the grassroots. You all know what this is. Let's put out they needed something to put their energy into to keep them visible, because a lot of these people are up for upcoming elections. So they have to they're looking for something this is what we're fighting for. See, look, America, we're fighting for Americans. We're fighting for these illegals. We're fighting for the trans. We're going to fight for the marginalized groups. Oh, you indigenous, they've already been taken care of. But as you see, all of these people that you've seen spoke all keep neglecting to talk about Black America. They are mentioning every other group. They are trying to use them being president as the representation of the conversation, including her community or their community. So that's just a little quick way of speaking. But the people that she's talking to, she knows that it didn't include us. And she's a politician, so they don't look at her like, oh, this is for Black people. They know better. So I hope we learn better and learn how these dirty, crooked politicians, these do-nothing congressional Black talkers, the I ain't doing nothing for Black folks caucus, I hope you understand how deep they hate Black America. And there's a large part of them that are tethers, but there is also that old Negro squad that Maxine Waters and Jim Clyburn part of. Them old Negroes hate Black America as well. And you know what, though? I guess as you see, as time goes on, these folks like dying in their jobs. So I guess we'll just wait till the next shoe drops. And who knew? It's Black History Month. Oh, and speaking of Black History Month, I could not leave out of here without saying rest in peace to Neely Fuller Jr. The great icon just passed earlier this week. And, I guess it's fitting that he made it to Black History Month in this year and passes during this month. And so now with him and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing having went on to the great beyond, it leaves us with a great legacy that I see a lot of younger folks coming up grabbing a hold to. A lot of what we in my generation actually lived, and in the generation before me. However, there's a lot of the difference there is how we lived through it and approached it. And we're not the fleers. We're the fighters. And we've been taught by a great time frame and time period of Blackness to have elders, even to Neely Fuller's elders, to having laid the groundwork to where we can stand today and boldly proclaim in front of our adversary that we bring the truth just like this.
put it in the frame of reference, everyone, when they talk about racism and white supremacy, should always start by saying that the focus, the objective should be replace white supremacy with justice. Those are the 5 basic words.
And with those 5 basic words, take it to heart, family, and always remember that Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Yes, indeed. Thank y'all for tuning in once again to the Beatzilla PDX official midweek report, news break edition. And hopefully everybody has had a good week thus far. Here it has been cold and frosty, and even had a little bit of snow today that didn't stick, but it's all right. Now, with this particular conversation, we need to firmly start letting it be known, especially with these next this next year, this next cycle. Obviously, this is going to be kind of the move for the Democrats, especially the Congressional Black Caucus, to start making some noise, or they're going to try to anyway, about something that doesn't have anything to do with black folks, and hope that they could be the face of it. One thing that we need to be making sure we always let people know as the grassroots, we don't support any of that. Same as we are not boycotting Target. If anything, go to Target and shop with the black-owned businesses that are operating in Target. That's what I would say, do, because you don't want to put something out there that dangerously harms black industry just for the sake of somebody else that we can't see who's got. When you've got these the people that you see running amok, start talking about let's have a march and let's have a protest. Let's not. Let's got Jamal Bryant out here doing, let's March 25th, the same day that Brandon Johnson is going to be speaking at this hearing. There's a hearing about all of these illegal aliens there, but that same day, Jamal Bryant wants you to fast from shopping at Target. He wants you to take a fast. I guess your fast will be giving spiritual energy to making sure that illegals can stay. This is crazy. And anybody who is down with that, I mean, like, you are completely down with snowing and getting over and letting other people get over on your people, talking about is some kind of help for them. They know what they're doing, and they're not fleeing a war. They're coming up here to so-called make their life better off the back of blacks that are shut out. And if that makes sense to you, to be like, oh, well, yeah, that's just the way it goes. We ain't never going to have anybody that's just going to specifically do something for us. If you are lame-brained enough to keep thinking like that in 2025 and not ready to firmly press your position, well, I speak for myself. Beatzilla PDX official, the Beatzilla PDX official show. Those of you in the chat, the voices, the grassroots, and the voices of new black media, I think I am safe to say I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, and always remember, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
And for those of y'all that never, that believe, oh man, all of this mass deportation stuff ain't going to happen and this and that. Well, it looks like it's happening. And you ain't seeing the type of people come out that you thought you would but we already told you so right here in the grassroots. Why? Because we know what time it is. What time is it? It's hashtag fire up the jet.
Happy birthday, we're celebrating you today. Like Dr. King holiday, we ain't gonna do any work today. Happy birthday today. It's your beautiful day, and we gonna party all day like it's a freaking holiday.
Yes, indeed. So, family, we're about to get right out of here. But I want to make sure that you remember, before we go, make sure you go subscribe to the Zilla Perspective channel. Zilla Perspectives. Make sure you go over to that channel. And when you see this logo and hear this little intro or ditty, then you'll know that you are in the right place. So yes, make sure you go do that, ladies and gentlemen. And so with that being said, y'all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, you could do so at CashApp. That's $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And so until the next time, make sure you have your notification bells on. You understand? And make sure you go subscribe to Zilla Perspectives as well. With that being said, family, y'all stay black, stay vigilant, and stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.